Please continue eating. This is a working lunch. I wanted to thank Heroes Landing and their in-house caterer, just like Granny's, for a great lunch. As a thank you to everybody working hard in the kitchen there. Thank you for our lunch. We're all going to get things started, and I'd like to call up our president, our 2022 president of the Quinte West Chamber of Commerce, Rick Davies, to introduce the mayor.
On or off? First, a public service announcement. If anybody's not eating their chocolate, Dave Fairfield is doing his downtime shopping right now. All right. Okay, welcome everybody. It's great to see a lot of familiar faces, if not on a Zoom meeting. On behalf of the Quinte West Chamber Board of Directors, it's my pleasure to introduce our Mayor, Jim Harrison. Jim is retired elementary school principal of 33 years. He lives in Murray Ward with his wife Jane, has 2 grown children and 6 grandchildren. When Jim isn't at the helm of the giant horseshoe in Council Chambers, he can be found on his family farm, tending to the herds. This is Jim's 2nd term as mayor of Quinte West. Prior to his first term in 2014, he served as a Quinte West councillor from 1997 through to 2014, and he also served as the deputy chief of Murray Township from 1991 to 1997. His focus remains on ensuring Quinte West residents have access to health care. We're upgrading our infrastructure to support the growth of the area, developing our waterfront, and working on a solution to our affordable housing crisis. Mayor Jim Harrison loves this city and proudly stands behind his words that Quinte West is best. Please welcome Mayor Jim Harrison.
Thank you so much. I just love to wear that mask. I really do. I'm so proud not to. I'm just like you. I really hope the Premier and the Prime Minister make some adjustments very soon, like today. It's a pleasure to be here, and thanks to all of you for coming. I don't know which way I'm going to be talking to somebody, but that's okay. I hope my message is clear. First of all, do you know that Ralph and Christina know, and we're proud of the work that they've done, and we're proud of the work you're doing as well, even though you're a little late for salt and pepper.
Now shall receive.
Most of us shouldn't have the salt anyway, so it's okay. It's okay. And thanks to all the Quinte West staff that came here today, and at the front with me is Donna McCormick. Donna is what you'd say the mother of the IT department. Why? Because all the rest are men. And she looks after them, makes sure that they follow the directions that they should follow as a son. So thanks, Donna. Thanks for being here to make sure this all works together. Again, Rick Phillips is here, Warden of the County. I appreciate Rick for coming today. He and I have worked together on many projects. It's a pleasure to work with him, and it's a pleasure to see what we've accomplished, and we're just going to keep doing the best we can. Thanks, Rick, for being here today, representing the Eastern County Police. A lot of work we share. Why do we share? Because sharing makes us stronger. It also makes us more efficient. I'll start here. Hopefully I get the right button. I can't see with my glasses on. That's it. You got it. Thank you. First of all, council members, please stand up so I don't miss anything. That would be the simplest. Please stand up so I can. Councillor Sharp, Councillor McKeon, Councillor Kuipers, Councilor DeWitt, Deputy Ivy, and Councilor Neal. Thank you very much for coming today. It's a pleasure to have you here. Remember, ladies and gentlemen, that in every organization, trust is what makes it strong. Trust. And it takes a long time to build trust. And it only takes an instant to destroy it. So I thank them very much for every day and for all the work they do and trusting each other and working with each other and realizing that we have the right to disagree respectfully. We have the right to disagree respectfully. So we can do that. We do it. And we have done it and we will continue that. And over the years that I've been, as Deputy Mayor Ali and I are pretty close to the same age. He's maybe 61 and I'm 60. Maybe we're a little older than that because we've both been on council for 30 years. So that doesn't say we're not young, we're mature. We're educated, we've learned a lot, and we try to apply what we learn. And council members are exactly the same. We have never had to adjourn a meeting because of the lack of quorum. Never had to adjourn a meeting. Now, we've had a couple of committees, only two that I can think of in the years that I've been around, that we've had to adjourn a meeting because we didn't have enough. That's a pretty good record. That's a great record in my point. And I'm not going to introduce them all because I know you know them, but each councillor has a responsibility, has committees that they belong to and sit on, or chair, or vice chair, whatever, and they carry out that duty responsibly and respectfully. And that's what helps us move ahead. That's what helps us do things. So can we say it's work as usual? No, it isn't. But it's usual work. And we get it done. And we get it done. Right from 2 years ago when I walked those snowbanks and the cruise ship passengers came to the base. And at that time, we had a process in place. We followed that process. Then we had 2 positive tests because they followed the process at the base. What's happened to us? You have to ask yourself that question. What's happened to us? As long as we follow that process, we're always safe and fine, and we've got our boosters and all the rest of it. So, again, thanks to all the council members who are here today, as well as the ones who aren't. Some still aren't comfortable coming out to activities like this, which is fun. We've just gone through protests, and we respect everybody's right to do what they feel comfortable doing, as long as it doesn't negatively impact me or anybody else. That's what right now, some of these things have gone beyond where they should. That's my opinion. I'll stick to it. Thank you very much. I'm going to move on to Queen West staff. I'm going to ask staff to come up, please stand so we can introduce, hopefully, David Clacy, a short fellow on the far table. David's our CAO. Thank you very much. Jacqueline Grimman, who's Director of Community Services and Strategic Partnerships. Yeah, right. Thanks, Jacqueline. Thank you, Jacqueline. Worked for us a while ago, went to Kingston and came back. We're glad to have her. Thank you. Caleb Denard, Director of Finance Services and Treasurer, right here. And he gives me a check on a regular basis, but he doesn't give me anything that isn't legal. And I appreciate that because that's a big thing. That's a big part of life. Your integrity is what you have, and you do your best to keep that integrity. Don't let yourself get into a position where you're comfortable. Thanks, Dale. Appreciate that. And I know the check's in the mail. Brian Jardine, Director of Planning and Development Services. Brian's right here. He doesn't like to get out in the social. Yeah, he'd sooner stay. But today we got him in a suit and tie. And that's great. Thank you. And Brian is, as you know, if you're in real estate or anything else, they're working their butts off to keep things moving in the city. The planning and everything they do has to be done legally, and everything you buy or sell has to be done the same way. And if it isn't done right here, you've got trouble. I got trouble. We got trouble. So thanks, Brian. I know sometimes we don't agree, but I still appreciate the work you do. Chris Angelo, Director of Public Works and Environmental Services. He's the guy with all the hair over there. He often goes to the Y to help referee. And then it's important that he's there because there's two guys at the table at this far end here that throw a bird and sometimes rackets at each other. So it's great. And Chris, he's got a fantastic memory. I know because I checked. And he knows, well, he can tell you the size of the pipe that goes through this parking. And whether it be storm, water, or wastewater. He knows those things. He's got it up here, and we treasure that strength. We do, because it's tested on a regular basis. Brian Johnson. Brian Johnson, he's another guy over there with a lot of hair. But he's, I'm chair of IT, he's director of IT. And corporate service, director of corporate services, sorry, I got it right. But he's also, yeah, he's quite a guy when it comes to computers. He knows what he's doing, and we need that. So we haven't had a crash. Thanks, Brian. Fire Chief John Whalen, Emergency Services. John's here, and Rick Caddick is our deputy. I think Rick, is Rick here? Yes. Okay, good. I can't see without the glasses, but I can't read it. Anyways, then next one, Inspector Christina Reed, OPP Attachment Commander. I rank her as the best. There's nobody in Ontario from my point of view, and I put my name forth and was elected to the Ontario Association of Police Service Boards. So we reach from east to west to north to, and I sit on that on a regular basis. But and I see and I hear the issues that other places have to deal with. We don't have those issues, ladies and gentlemen. We don't have them, and that's a big plus for me as mayor and for you as a resident. She's in charge. She knows what has to be done. She knows how to do it, and she does it. Thank you, Inspector. We really appreciate the work you do. And some of our, right now, I don't know where our tax members are because with what's going on, I dare say there are different parts of our province. But thanks to, have I missed anyone? Oh, Jennifer Russell, and Linda Lyle. Lori Coxwell, Human Resources. Great work she's done and is doing for us. She came to us from McKesson. Linda, Economic Development, and Jennifer, everything from whatever shows for her, she looks after. Brian Graff, Economic Development, as well as Linda and Jennifer and so on. So I think I've covered everybody. I hope I have. Thank you very much. And as I said to start with, the team is as strong as the trust is in the whole organization. And I trust their work, I trust their opinion, I respect their opinion, and I'm sure you do too. And we'll keep going. Thanks very much. Thanks, Suzanne, before I forget, for putting this together, and Rick for being here, sitting strategically where you are. I know it's a tough job to sit at that table. That's good. Oh yeah, McHugh, you want to show us how much weight you lost during the pandemic? How much have you lost? Yeah, he almost got it tied up. Almost got it. Remember, he's an undertaker, so he's not a lot of options when it comes to suits. Thank you very much. Yes, you think of everything that's going on, and today we had chicken with beef and so on. There are a number of truckloads of beef sitting at the border. There are a number of truckloads of chicken as well. A number of loads of chickens that haven't left the cart, and so they're still feeding. They're not getting smaller because, and you know, and I know that with these organizations, they want to buy something at a specific weight. And that's where it hits all of us. But thanks to the farmers for keeping on working and doing what they do to feed us and make sure we don't have a skeleton. This is our vision: vibrant community with generations grow and prosper. Mission to provide excellent municipal services and leadership as we work together to make Quinte West, as I say, Everybody else is the best. Anybody disagree with that? Create a community that encourages healthy, active living. We do that on the roads and everything, our recreation facilities, the Y to the, you name it. We try to encourage people to, and right now, unfortunately, the best part is ski, if you like to ski. If you learn to ski in Battle, you can ski any parts of this world. I know it, I've done it. Community safety and well-being plan. This has been put together by many groups. A great plan, and it will just continue to grow and prosper. If I read all this, they're going to be soon. Pretty much warming center, and thanks to Gordon, Rick, and the county of Hastings for helping us work together in the warming center, and Jacqueline for making sure it's open and ready and available. And this is a beginning, ladies and gentlemen. We've got to look at this, and we've got it's a beginning. It's reality. Tracy and Ciala receives $5,000 per year by way of city grants from us. So, yes, so they won't, it is going. Docs by the Bay, it's another great one. Fantastic. Getting more and more doctors here. And I can tell you, the city's now looking at locations to try to build some more doctor office space. That's where we're at. That's all I can tell you. It's all, what we're working on. Thanks to Vinnie Border, Lynn, and all the rest, all of Mason, so on to work with us for this cause. Mike Allen, who also sits on our team. Great organization helping us to improve our hospital and our health. Centennial Park, safe station, and hopefully we never need it, but it's there. That's together with the state-of-the-art, we received a $10,000 grant from the Canadian Railway. It's in Centennial Park, and I'm sure we'll add to this. There's, that's the day we opened it, or at least it's there. We didn't use it. We just got the ribbon. Thank God. Gift from the heart, Bev Woods here, and she's done a fantastic job. Mobile dental service for people who need it, people who really need it. Thanks, Bev, for all you do, and all the people that you help. And if you want to make a donation, she'll get you too. Whatever way, shape, or thank you. Hearts for the heroes, yes, it's a heroes. Today, of course, we're getting close to Valentine's Day. I'm sure all of you are thinking about Christian men, right? I think that's a big part of it. Recognizing all the people who work and have worked through this on a regular basis, nurses, doctors, paramedics, all worked through this last 2 years. Yes, the celebration of the anniversary of 2 years was this week, February 7th. February 7th. Well, that's, yeah, we're on hockey day. Thanks. Thanks, John. You look good. I don't remember what day it was. Every child matters. Yes, they do. Every child matters. It doesn't matter who you are or who, whatever. Every child matters. That's for sure. 5 months, we tried to demonstrate the inclusive municipality, all inclusive. Try to accept everyone, no matter what you represent or what you believe in, or what color you are, or how tall or short, or whatever. Try to be all inclusive. So important. This is a big part of our city. Everything we do has something under the ground. And unfortunately, you don't see how bad it is. You see the pavement, but you don't see what's underground. So these are some of the projects. You see 1.2 million resurfacing of the Duffer, changing from 4 lanes to 2 lanes. $1.4 million of course is Glen Road includes paved shoulders for ATV as well as for bicycles. And remember, all farm equipment today is wider than it was 5 years ago. Well, a lot of farm equipment is at least 20 feet long. So you're going on those roads, they're dependent on these paved shoulders as well. 1.8 for local shaded paved work, Leopold, Telephone Road, Gilcrest, Kid Avenue, Patton Street, and Riverside Drive. 1.2 for urban road work required with water and sewer plant replacements, including Ford Avenue and Shooter. 1.3 earmark for Sharing Place Industrial Park to add more space for industrial. Paving River Road on your top right, and of course County Road 64 on the bottom. I don't know why we did County Road 64. Deputy Mayor Elliott was there, and so was Council. I'm just kidding. It needed to be done. It needed to be done. And of course, who does the paving? Can you tell? Can you see the sign of that truck? Fairfield, have you seen it? Can you read it?
I can't, no, I can't.
I'm sure one of our best contractors is Grain Growers. I bet that truck is great. Well, I can't see them. But they do a lot of work, and you know, Grain Brothers, Covert Developments, Task Force Engineering, they work on, they say what they mean what they say, and they do what they say they'll do. Simple, right? That's so important because, again, you're back to doing completing the project on time and on budget. And that's a part that I was at budget. Again, you're looking at what's underground. That's where the money goes. What's underground. And right now with our development, all the development that's in with the planning right now, if it's approved, will eat up our space in terms of wastewater and water. That's how delicate this is. Oh, Fuller Road. This is another good one. And we want to expand the Fuller Road to 4 lanes in the future, so we have to rehabilitate the bridge over the railroad just north of the Centennial School. So we're going to rehabilitate that bridge and repair the bridge so that it can be expanded. And I've already been in discussions with Ryan Williams to look at the bridge in Perry Place, 33. That bridge is actually, the road space on that bridge is 5 feet narrower than the upper bridge on 64. Doesn't make sense. No. Anyway, so we're after Ryan to help us expand the Perry Place bridge, canal bridge. Another one here, 2 new tandem trucks, 650,000. And we usually go through the tender process, but right now everybody is after anything they can get. And you go through the tender process, and Chris has got a tender out for a single axle truck, 690 days delivered. 690 days delivered. That's what you're up with. So in many cases, we've sole sourced some of these vehicles because our staff is trusted by the salespeople, the people who are in charge of selling these vehicles. And when they trust you, they know that what you say is what's going to happen. And council trusts our staff as well. So Chris sole sourced two new tandem trucks at 650,000. And actual that price was less than the neighbor who tendered the vehicle and paid the tender price. So we're thankful. Single axle truck, one we already got tendered, another one, obviously they're not the same. Backhoe, we just replaced the backhoe. Yes, we did. Johnson Equipment in Frankfurt. The new sidewalk machine, 180,000. Replaced street sweeper, 225. Have done some engineering vehicles for coming songs. They're also good. This is one of our newest tandem trucks. That's Randy McNell and Councilor DeWitt. I had Randy in school in 1962. Tell you how young he is. Yes. Anyway, he's sticking with us, and that's a great truck. Right here is what you call a spinner, and up here are what you call aprons. Or the newer trucks have have that spinner, but they also have, this is on your left side, but on the latest new one we got, there's also a spinner on the right side. And that means that apron, you can shift the apron from right to left, which is a great advantage because when you're coming up the corners and so on, instead of the truck having to turn around and come back in, she can put on both spinners to complete the job and the other. So that's another thing. There are a lot of things on these new trucks that are improvements over the ones that we were 3 or 4 years old. But of course, everybody has to be trained to drive them, and doesn't matter who you are. The training is what makes the operation of any vehicle. These newer vehicles are all automatic, except for all the controls that are there that you have to respond to and make sure they're working properly. Okay, parks, 660,000 Alpine Park and Antonia Heights Park for new development. These parks are fully funded from development charge. The green parks are absolutely essential and necessary for our children to get out and enjoy life. Oh, this is the cheap one. I'd say about $7 million right there on that page, water-related capital projects, sewer-related capital projects. But again, you can't build houses, you can't do anything if you don't have this. And this has to, in many cases, exceed ministry expectations or ministry qualifications. So, okay, pump house, we just completed the water line from Glen Miller to Franklin. And this is a pump house that we put in place there. And that pump house, you see on the outside of this brick, it was held up. It was held up because, you know, those little inch by about 6-inch galvanized ties you get for bricks? The whole, you know, you put it on the building and tie it in the brick. Well, they couldn't get it. That's how essential it is, how critical it is. Anyways, it's in place, and this loop completes so that we can feed Franklin from Bayside, and we can feed Franklin from Battle. Whatever way you want to go, we can feed all the different parts of our city now with a complete water system. Fantastic. Okay, again here, fire and emergency services. You know, this is a department, part of our city, part of every municipality. Very and we're very fortunate here to have the one we have. We're very fortunate. This is an area where you don't nickel and dime the equipment. You buy the best equipment you can buy. Buy the best equipment you can buy. You'll have the people trained and ready to use it. I can give you 2 cases, just maybe I should go on with more. This is another addition to our marine. Great. You can park your watercraft there. Federal funding, provincial funding for through the Investing Canada Infrastructure. And this is, of course, for our transit system. Pretty much transit. Fantastic operation, Shelley. Thank you very much for all you do, Nadine. Nadine used to drive school bus, so it's been a big adjustment for her to drive a vehicle that's not yellow. Pretty transit. And you know, they've expanded so much. They're now in Dalvin. You've got passes that'll take you there, and you can get to their hub, get to your appointment, get back to the hub, get a bus back to Quinny West. Fantastic work. Thank you very much. Really love that work. Our police station, another big project. Actually, this project was started in 2003. 2003. That's how long it took to get it through, get it all ironed out, completed. But you know, it's well worth it. It's one of the, I think, of course, I say the same thing. Quinny West is the best, and it is. This is the best. This is the best. And thanks to Inspector Reach for developing all the different aspects of that. And we have community living, we have everything in there, community well-being, so that if you have, if the police officer or officers are going out to a domestic or someone with mental health and addiction, there's somebody there to go with them to help the victim or help the people that are involved, not just the police. And other than hospice cleaning, thanks again to council, our council pushed us. Our council said we can do it, we've got money, we can get it started, and they did, And thank you very much for making that effort and driving. And thanks to the Benson family as well for coming forth, and all the rest. John Whale was a big part of the fundraising committee for this group, so thank you. Leave anybody else out, John, who's here? Whoops. I don't know how you do that. Must be great. Okay, well, I missed you. Okay, create an environment that fosters prosperity and local businesses. Yes, shop local, that's for sure. Support economic growth within West agriculture, commercial, industrial, tourism sectors, and tourism sector. Support business growth and attract new businesses in key sectors. Foster regional prosperity through partnerships and encourage economic development and tourism. And we're working on that on a regular basis. Our people here work on it as well as Christine. And we've got a lot of irons in the fire, And yeah, and they're all good. Shop local, shop downtown. Collaborate business support. Work any way you can to help others and help the business. That's great, Suzanne. Thank you. Appreciate that. Leader cast, trying to develop leaders, getting people together and stressing what it is to be a good leader and how important it is. 10 of the world's most influential and acclaimed leaders will share the stage for one amazing day. We'll all answer the same question: what is the one thing that makes a leader work? That'll be a great day. May the 4th, 2022. Working for the initiative. That's another good one. And yes, thanks today for all your support here, Brad. And yes, we want to keep on going and working with all the organizations, Wallace College, and such. We're very fortunate to have the connections here that we have. Regional career fair. That's another great to get people out and show them what's available. Hopefully, encourage business retention and expansion project for our commercial and retail sector. We're now in the implementation phase, the staff along economic development and tourism advisory committee are working on priority actions and recommendations and highlights in the report. The report isn't sitting on the shelf. It's great. Nominate up front. This summer, you're going to have some shutdowns at Front Street and to create a pedestrianized walk area. In addition to the partial lane closure on Front Street, additional enhancements will be added to Riverfront Square, and staff will work with the TPIA and downtown businesses owners on this project. All the best. Let's hope we have a nice weekend. Business openings. We've done a lot of business openings, which is great. Thank you very much for choosing City West to do your business and work here. Next chart, during the pandemic, businesses during the pandemic. Tourism development strategy, maximize the visitor economies. Will help maximize identify core tourism areas for growth. And the industrial projections suggest that tourism operators in smaller communities are well positioned to take advantage of the pent-up travel demand for the post-pandemic. Some of the things that are happening for places you can eat and so on. Pop-ups worked well this summer. I'm sure they'll be even better this year. Concerts in the park, get some out there. Sunday, raise the park. UBI and Wednesday nights at Frankfurt Park. Friday nights at raise the park as well. So what's true? Memories. Camping upgrades at Frankfurt schools, so that you got a place to camp and all the amenities. That side change of color. Tax and stewards for water natural environment to that. Proactive policies. Yes, that's Ford Escape that I'm driving. I did have a Volt was completely electric. It ran, the Volt ran 75 to 80% electric. Great. This car, the Escape, is not quite as good. Can't charge it, it gets all its energy from the braking system. But we just bought a new electric Zamboni, it's got more versions. Fantastic replacement, just unbelievable. Flag designation, we've achieved that now. That's the quality of the marina as well as the services provided. Thanks to all those who work there. It's a great job to have us recognized for what? First class facility. Recognized 2 years running. Well, to be part of the Great Lakes system. Highway Heroes Living Tribute, planting trees. This is one we planted a few years ago. Mark Cullen, he's the leader of this project. He stepped up and took a big part of this, planting trees along the highway. Started at the base. Gosh, again, you know, it's sad that we have to do this. I had two retired veterans that carried to go into my house yesterday, and they were going to Toronto because the two retired veterans are going to take over the cleanup of non-enough grants from Kingston to Toronto. Carrie has done it for 5 years, and she's talking about it. I don't know whether you've seen it all or not, but one of the disturbing facts, and there are many, number one is disturbing, is that we throw our garbage out. We throw it out. Second disturbing factor is that they pick up bags of empty alcoholic containers on the on and off ramps on 408 that takes it to Toronto. And why is it sad? Because, you know, and I'm not a teacher. I like to drink as well as anybody else, but there's not a place to be drinking. The 401 and driving is not the place to be drinking. And when you see all these empty containers, it's disturbing. And you know, just recently there was one somebody picked up on the 401 for care. And how many other, yeah. Anyway, I've tried to do my part to get it through. The city is a member of the Great Lakes systems. Remember 2017 when we flooded? Well, what part of the problem with the flooding was that the International Joint Commission wasn't listening to the people who were impacted or affected. But now today we have Parliament Phil Murphy who works on this division. He represents Ontario. He represents all of us. And all cities have the right to join this. Our city is a member of this, and I believe that finally the International Joint Commission is hearing what we have to say. Angelo as well sits there with me, and we certainly feel we're being heard. Community engagement, this is a great part of our city, is trying to get people engaged. It's happening. We put an article in the paper, the paper advertising, so you know what we're doing, and help us. RCF Golden Hawk, Sabre Jets, of course. We went to Miramichi in 2017 as a group to celebrate the Golden Hawk anniversary. It's our 60th anniversary. Anyways, we learned at that time the pilot for the Sabre Jet in front of the arena was David Martin. And we, the city, you and I, donated $5,000 to that reunion. And the gentleman in charge, Kevin Anderson, used that money to fly David Barker Jr. from out west to the reunion. Fantastic. You know, if we could get that much good use of our money, like that was a fantastic activity. And to see all the pilots and so on, and to know that David Barker's family was represented. Yes, 8-Wing did the refurbishing of that plane. It cost you and I $100,000 to have it done, but it's well worth it. And they came and got it, picked it up, took it apart, put it on a boat, took it over, restored it, brought it back, same thing, put it on there, and put it back together. And it all worked. I told him I could do it for a little less. I didn't think it. And I agree with you. These are new signs that we're putting up on to represent the highway heroes and veterans, and the fact that we are a proud military city. We are. We're thankful and very fortunate to have military heroes. Thank you very much. I never thought I'd get there.
Thank you. Thank you, Mayor Harrison. Does anybody have any questions of the mayor? Yep.
Hello, Mayor. Hey, what were the insurance?
What, do you sell insurance or you just take
I'm
checks?
here, you're not.
You just take checks.
Question about Nestle. Is the status of Nestle still that they're gone, and do we have any prospective corporate investment or industrial investment for that? Just, I heard the last I heard was the end of February. It was on. Has that changed?
You've answered everything. You've answered all. Yes. Linda, who wants to answer that? Linda or Brian or something? Can you give them an update on this? So they can't hear you. What you're saying is that we've got a lead on a company to operate lessons, correct?
RFP for various companies to submit an interest, and so hopefully we'll be able to from that. And the plan will be for 2022.
So that's Nestle. Saputo, want to bring an update on Saputo, who can do that, or Sonic, because there's a couple of things there.
Well, I can tell you that Saputo, all the tanks, all the galvanized tanks, so it's a good chance it's not going to be the same process that it was before it closed.
But there are some leads on that facility as well, and some good leads on some. So yes, we've got some things in the process, but not final. But they look good. And the biggest problem will be right back to where we started, finding people to work. You know, they're just not available. Mark, how many do you hire a week? Non-hire. You don't hire Fairfield, I know that.
We're up to 6 a week now.
I can tell you, Trent Cold Storage hires a lot of people, non-hires. Anyway, they're desperate. Everybody, you drive by so many places, you'll see. We're hiring. So that's a big issue. It is, but we have some strong leads, and I hope they prosper. Anything else? Anything else?
I have a question about the active transpo. I know the King Street development was finalized at the end of last year. But what is in the works with that? I know that there's some plans for 2022 or 2023 on that.
Yeah, I'm going to let Director Angelo answer that.
Thank you, Worship. Well, as His Worship said earlier, there is some of the slide decks provided there are a number of active transportation plans we have planned this year. Duckman Avenue being prime line, where we're going to convert 4 lanes to wider lanes with bicycle lanes, all the way from QC all the way down to Fairfield Road, which are interconnected with paved shoulders, which already have bicycle lanes on them. Similar to Glendale Road, the similar project where we're actually paved shoulders to accommodate bicycle lanes on the side of that. So all these rural projects and all the river projects that we're contemplating active transportation include that.
Yes, perfect, thank you.
You know, that's the strength of the people we have working for us. I know very little, but I know his name. I know his name, and I
You know
know
where to point.
I know where to point. Yeah.
Before we wrap things up, is there any other questions on any of the topics that were covered today or something that was missed out? No, that's great.
I'm sure there are lots left out, but yeah.
Very good.
Thank you.
All right, well, thank you, Your Worship. Really appreciate that. We are going to just wrap things up. If you didn't put your business card in the box when you came in, Morgan's just going to quickly walk around and collect them. We do have $50 worth of downtown Trenton dollars because of all the work we're doing with Shop Local. We thought it was appropriate that we actually provide those dollars and people can choose where they'd like to spend them in downtown Trenton. So put your name in for those. We are wrapping up the Shop Local funding. The City of Quinte West is here, and also Lisa's here from the DBIA. That was a great project for us. We received over $94,000 through the Ontario Chamber of Commerce that we've been using to create content, mostly videos. There's been radio advertising. Hopefully, you've all seen the beautiful banners in downtown Trenton and downtown Frankfurt that continue to sort of repeat the message that it's, shop smart, shop local, shop Quinte West. And it's been a great partnership, and we've been able to do some great things with those dollars. And we're not done yet. It actually got extended until the end of February, so we've got a few more weeks that we're going to be doing things. Coming up, we are working on a live home show for 2022. We're not sure that we're working with the vendors to try and make that happen. It's a challenging time for vendors because workforce shortage is one thing, supply chain and most of them have got so much work on their plates already. So we're really working hard to get that live show going. It looks like we will be able to do a live show. We're just sort of trying to finalize all the details on that, but it certainly is a challenging time. I see Ruth is here, so they've got a show in Belleville as well that they're putting together through the home builders, and certainly that entire industry has got so many challenges right now, and it's such a difficult time. It's a great time because everyone's so busy, but it's also lots of challenges there. And then also at the end of March, March 31st, we are going to be having our President's Dinner and AGM. It's where we will say goodbye to our outgoing President, Carrie Gregoire, and officially welcome Rick as our President. And I'm going to give you guys a little sneak peek. I told Morgan I was probably going to do this. At that night, there will be a press release going out next week, but that night we're actually honoring, we do our honorary lifetime membership, and this year it's going to be Alicia Camp. So we're so thrilled to be able to recognize the contributions that Alicia has made to the, not only Quinte West, but the entire Quinte region. So we're very excited to be able to celebrate her that evening and thank her for her contributions to the community. So I think that's all of our updates. Did I miss anything? Okay, so we're going to now do a draw for the, I'd like to get Morgan to read it because I don't have my reading glasses. Let me go ahead and do the draw.
So the winner is Lisa Ann Trapp. She just left.
Oh, did she? You'll take it from her? Okay, thank you, Ruth. And so I think that's it. Thank you, everybody. Thanks for coming. Thanks to our caterers and to Heroes Landing for providing us with this great space where we could distance and have a safe event today. So thank you very much.